Okay, we've taken the wheelers about a mile. We're on a beach here. We're going to do a quick push up the mountain to about 300 vertical feet. It's going to be pretty steep. And once we get up there, we'll get into some spruce and things will level out, and then we'll gradually make our way up to about 700 feet of elevation. From that perch, we're going to look across a small valley to the mountainside that's about 1,500 feet in elevation. And we're gonna glass for deer and put a stock on something if we think it's worth shooting. So that's the plan right now. We got a good little workout coming up in front of us, but we've got about 4 hours before dark, so this will be a decent little evening sit. So we'll check in with you soon. We were just climbing up, and we kicked up a spike in the doe. So Chase dropped his pack. I grabbed everything. He shot ahead. Just as he was getting a bead on it, on the buck, it went over a little rise and got on view. So we've booked along the ridge line, and now we're above the area where those two deer went into. So we're gonna sit up on this edge of this spruce here and just rip some pleats and see if we can't draw them out in the open. If not them, some other deer. But we have a nice area to look over. I'll pan here right now so you can see. Doing pretty steady calls around here. We've actually drawn out one doe not too far away, about 90 yards away. It popped out below us here. It watched us for a bit. We watched it and it went back. It was a smaller doe. I'd take a doe just to try to get some meat here, but that one was on the small side. I've been glassing this entire mountainside for the last hour. I would say I can see probably 15 deer. I'd say I've seen 3 confirmed bucks, bigger bodied. I can see the really dark spot on their skull. Can also see the glimmer of the racks. I just can't tell how big they are. We'll see if those guys got anything or not, and if not, then we'll chat about putting a push on something tomorrow. Probably cherry pick where we sit just based on where I've kind of seen the deer. They're pretty consistent with where they were in the spring again when I was glassing for bear. A lot of these deer are in the same spot, so I think we could get on some of these spots and the deer would eventually show themselves. So I'm gonna head towards those guys. We'll see if we find anything. If not, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Okay, we spent the day yesterday scouting out a mountainside. We saw 15 to 20 blacktails. They came out, right before dark. They were along the whole mountainside, kind of south-facing slope. So we've got some key points picked out where we saw definitely 3 bucks, I would say. And we're gonna make a press and try to get 1 or 2 of those here in the evening. So it's gonna be a bit of an adventure out of the gates here. We've got 2-3 foot waves, 30-mile-per-hour gusts. We're kind of hidden behind the cabin right now, but it's going to be a rough one getting in the dinghy, getting down shore to the base of this mountain, and then getting back on shore. But we'll capture a little bit of footage along our way, and then we'll check in with you once we're climbing up the mountain. Wish us luck. Okay, we've gone about 2 1/4 miles down the shore. We're at sea level now. We're going up to about 1,200 feet to get downwind and hopefully just over the ridge from the blacktail we were glassing yesterday. So start making our ascent. We're up the first 120 feet of elevation. Tough sledding, pretty brushy.
tall grass. But once we get up there a ways, things will thin out. Whew. I have us at 360 feet of elevation. Still raining. Quick look out over the bay. We're making our way. Cool. Tough sledding. We're at 600 feet of elevation. We're in a sit stand of spruce and we got some nasty alder behind us. So we're going to push through this wall of spruce, try to get on the inside, hopefully have some cover without branches in our face because that alder is brutal looking. Go a bit out of our way, but as long as trekking through it is easier, it'll be the right decision. Whew. Do you want these up higher? Do you want these up higher? Yeah. Chase, get ready. I don't want him to go. I don't know. I got a split tile here. Okay, in that last bit of garbled video, we saw a buck 233 yards. Just as Chase was getting his scope on it, it took 3 steps and it was gone like a phantom. It was an okay buck, it was definitely a shooter. So we tried to go around it into some spruce and get up and get another perspective at it. And when we did, Isaiah and I saw a massive buck and a doe about 140 yards out. But we just couldn't get a shot. Too quick, and I was bleating while Isaiah was trying to get set up, but they just stepped out into the I stepped out of the opening into the spruce. We lost him. So now we're going way around behind him and up top, downwind here, and hoping that we get one more shot at him. So we're making our way around. Chase and I are at 1,250 feet. We've been glassing for a bit. Nothing. Isaiah went down the ridge a ways. We're hoping he finds something. We're a few minutes away from backtracking and trying to take one more pass where we saw those 2 bucks. Really like another shot at those. So we're gonna head back that way before it's too late so we can get there while we still have light. We've got a doe right next to us here. Trying to see if a buck will get drawn in. I've been bleating at it now for a bit. I don't think it has a buck with it. We would have seen it by now. Well, that's our 5th deer of the day that we've seen at least. Okay, it's well past sunset. We've been crawling through the brush in the spruce in the dark, and we have the dinghy, and we are finally at the beach ready to dinghy back. We ended up shooting a doe on the way down. That held us up for about 45 minutes while we processed that. Threw it in my pack, and now we're ready to hit the water, and we are beat. At least we're wet. Very wet. Okay, we're in the dinghy. We're in the North Pacific. Making way, it's just pitch black. Way off in the distance, we see a light. A light flashing on the beach. It's Isaiah. He made it to the beach. We're excited. So we're gonna do a quick pickup. Get Isaiah in here and head back to home camp. I'm beat. I'm hungry. I'm out of water. At least we got some deer. It's gonna be a late night. Okay, we've wheelered about a mile down the shore. We're at our beach where we normally hike up into the mountain. Today, instead of going to our normal glassing spot, we're gonna blow right past it, then hike up the ridge to the top of the mountain and try to be downwind of the deer so they don't scent us and run away. Okay, let the games begin. Okay, we've hiked about a half mile so far. We're only 100 feet above sea level, mostly just traversing along the shore. We're nearly to the base of the mountain. We're just getting to the ravine below the mountain where the river's running. But we can see our objective over there in the distance. George is dropping a layer. I don't have a layer to drop, but I'm sweating. It's gonna be a sweaty run up and then probably a lot of freezing at the top. Thankfully, I've got another mid layer and another outer layer with, so. Anyways, good going so far. Seen a lot of deer sign, pretty typical for this area, but typically we only see doe and like spike bucks, that sort of thing down in this area. This time of year, we gotta get up there on the mountain to really see the quality bucks. That's typically how it rolls here. So we're gonna keep pushing, river crossing next, then the ascent. We've made it across the river. Still have dry feet, that's a good sign. So now the ascent begins. You can see it looks like we have a bit of grass. I mean, it's a bit brushy, but it's only waist high, so this isn't actually too bad. So we're gonna start making our ascent up to the top of this mountain, and ideally we wanna get right up in there. It's kind of where I'm targeting to get so we can get a good look at these deer. Whew. We continue. Okay, we've just pushed through a spruce stand here behind me. Give you a quick view here. Pretty thick. Anyways, no brush in there, which is nice. Got some better grass here. We got some alder up there. Just kind of contemplating a route, but I think what we're gonna do is that stand of spruce right to the left of George's head. Up there is where we're gonna kind of head. And then we'll reassess from there. Haven't seen any deer on the mountainside yet, but if we do see something worth pursuing, we will. Preferably on the camera, the left, because the wind is actually pushing behind us to our right, which is unfortunate because it's pushing where we want to be, but it's kind of what we got right now, so we'll probably do more glassing back to the left. Push on. Okay, we're up to about 500 feet of elevation. You can see the mountain back. Wind is still very unfavorable for us, so we might end up glassing down into the valley, just where our ascent's not getting blown. It's getting blown up the mountain, kind of in the direction we're headed. Snuff the faint of heart. Whew. Tough stuff. Devil's Club. Salmonberry, all of the normal thorns. But we push on. We're getting close to where I'd like to be. Nothing yet. She's a little chilly now that we've stopped and we're wet with sweat and the wind is blowing. We might have to make a move just to warm up a bit here in time. We'll hold out a bit longer. We just kicked out 2 does. We also saw a spike a little bit ago while we were glassing. We're making one last push for an area I've glassed here on several times. Good to see signs of life though. Alright, George, let's keep moving. So I'm up at the peak and I just walked up on a doe and a fawn. Doe had its head down a long time, so I wasn't sure if it was a buck or a doe, but anyways, neither are shooters. I'll get a quick shot of them. just stumbled upon a doe and 2 fawns. We're seeing tons of deer up here, but just no bucks yet. We got the wind in our face all the way back, so there's a chance we might sneak up on a buck. It's pretty encouraging what we're seeing so far. The fawns are bleeding. I can hear them. All right. We're down to 200 feet of elevation, kind of at the level of the river that runs through the valley, and just trying to fly and get back before darkness sets in. Got a couple more does over there. Seen our fair share of does and fawns today, 1 spike buck. No trophies. Have to leave those for another day. Almost dark, so we gotta book it now. Okay, it's the third and final time attempting to summit the mountain and find a buck. It's our third and last attempt. We got some weather coming in later this week, so this is it. So I got Brock and George. George the Sherpa, nice coat. That's Paddington Bear. Not sure what kind of camo that is. What pattern is that, George? Can't really tell. So there you go. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna dinghy about 2 miles down the shore. And we're gonna try to get to the top of the mountain, shoot a buck, get back, and eat. Let's go! Okay, we've landed on the beach. Saw a deer kind of tuck into the spruce here when we landed, so Brock's gonna go take a look. We couldn't tell if it was a buck or a doe, so Brock's gonna go take a look and see what we see, and then we'll assess that situation and then likely head up the mountain if we don't end up taking a deer here on the beach. Up through this grass, then we'll hit that spruce, follow that line up. It's clear up there. Yeah, looks good. Park. We're up about 450 feet elevation. Park City, Alaska. Park City. It's like a national park trail here. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Whew. That's a big fox right there. He's got his winter coat on. He's all gray. That's a fucking sweet fox. Cool seeing a red fox there. We're up at 800 feet of elevation. We got snow. Yeah, that fox is still watching us there. George has his iPhone 4S. He's snapping a photo. You'll see 2 red blocks and 1 white block in the middle of that photo. That'll be the fox on that phone. Do you see him now? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we see a buck and a doe, 250 yards out. We ended up not going after that buck or doe. We've come over the ridge now and we see 3 deer. They're about 600 yards ahead of us. We're gonna make our way towards them. We think it's a doe and 2 fawns. So we're not interested in them, but there might be some bucks in the area too, so we're gonna make way. We got the thermals coming right up. So I think we should head right to the peak and try to look down at everything.
Lucas has a buck in sight. We had 3 does go up over the knob, but we see a buck here.
I think you got him.
I think we got one down.
I think you got him.
You down? All right, buck down.
Well, we got the buck we were looking for.
1 of 2.
1 of 2. We'll get this one broken down and we'll keep heading. Try to find one for Brock.
All right. The work begins.
Yeah. Okay, we've got her broken down. I've got the quarters in my back straps, heart, tenderloin, etc. It's 2 o'clock. We're gonna make one more push, try to get Brock a buck here. So 1 down, 1 to go. We haven't even gotten to the spot where I've really been glassing a lot of deer, so I'm optimistic that we're gonna find something here. But man, it's absolutely beautiful day. We're up at 1,550 feet, and we're almost to the pinnacle. And then we're gonna make our way across the top and glass down. So check in with you in a bit. This is like top of the world. As you can see, I'm panning around and I'm seeing all sorts of landmarks. Raspberry Island, Whale Pass, a fog neck in the distance, and more of Kodiak near me. Pretty sweet. Okay, we've spied a few deer. We actually see a buck and a doe bedded down. They're about a mile from us. So we're gonna make one serious push at them and try to get that buck. Wind's not in our favor, but we're gonna do our best, so we're gearing up. We'll check in soon. Okay, we've been glassing more. We believe we see 3 bucks and 3 does. There's an extra pep in our step now. The 3 bucks gave us the slip. We saw 1 of the 3 does, but no success there. So we're headed back to the dinghy We're at about 450 feet of elevation and got about a half mile to go. Still a beautiful night though. Well, George, we put in a full day. We got one buck.
Good. Nice hike. Beautiful day.
Beautiful day. Nice hike. Got a buck. Saw others. Overall, not so bad. We are back at the beach. It is probably 15-20 minutes before sunset. So we're going to call it a wrap. We're going to head back, sharpen knives. Thank you again, Work Sharp, for the awesome tools, the original Ken Onion, and we're looking forward to the number 2 that we'll have for next season. So appreciate the help there, guys. Remember, if you enjoy the content, please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified. Thanks, everyone.